Frying oil reuse. What are some guidelines or rules with regard to filtering and reusing vegetable, canola, sunflower oil that has been used for deep frying? Is it safe and acceptable under some circumstances to filter and keep oil? If so, does it depend on which foods were fried? How long can the filtered oil be kept for? Or, is it never appropriate? If not, are the reasons health or flavor related? Or both?
It is absolutely okay to filter and reuse deep fry oil. It's not uncommon at some short-order restaurants for them to filter the oil daily and only change it once a week. Of course, it does start to taste a little off when you reuse it that many times. There's also the matter of impurities lowering the smoke point. Even when you filter, the result is obviously not pure oil. The more you reuse it, the lower the smoke point gets, and eventually it will actually start to smoke at deep fry temperatures, i.e., become unusable. For home use, I'd recommend no more than 3 or 4 reuses. Check the oil to see if it needs to be changed sooner than that. If the color or smell is off, don't use it again. Best to compare it against a sample of the same, fresh, oil. Sometimes it's hard to just eyeball it without a frame of reference. If it looks totally clear and smells fresh, you could probably go up to 5 or 6 reuses, but definitely not more than that. P.S. There will be some people who tell you that you should never reuse oil for general health, not safety, reasons. My response to that tends to be that if you're eating deep-fried food, you're probably not all that concerned about long-term health risks. Rest assured that if you do a lot of eating out, you've eaten plenty of food fried in leftover oil. Your cooking oil breaks down because of particulate that suspends in the oil as you cook in it. The ways that you can tell if the oil is bad is by visibility. At my restaurant we change it 2 inches, but you could pull it sooner than that. And excessive smoking, because as noted above, particulate lowers smoke point and combustion point, and nobody wants to deal with a deep fryer on fire. The way to test visibility is put a shiny disc on the end of a ruler and shine a light through the oil at a depth of 2 inches. If you can see the light, your oil is still good. For a home cook, flavor transference is the most likely problem when reusing oil. In a restaurant this is less of a concern because you tend to have segregated fryers for different types of foods. To prevent that, you should never use oil between different types, but you can pretty much just keep fish and meat segregated to prevent the worst of it. Your oil can also break down over time even while stored, so you have a hard storage time of about 6 months after first use as long as you filter between uses. You can filter using coffee filters or cheesecloth and a strainer. If you use coffee filters or similar paper filters, you will most likely need to double or triple them up to get as much of the particulate out as possible. Bottom line, you really shouldn't throw out your oil after one use. It's just too expensive for that when a few minutes can save it.